Hello, I'm Terp, and in this video I will be showing you how to prepare for runes by upgrading your Ord wallet to the latest version, downloading and extracting the latest Ord index, and running Ord in a test environment so you can practice etching and minting runes. First, you will need a Bitcoin node synced with transaction index synced and synced to the latest block height. Close all existing Ord windows and wallets before updating. First thing we will do is we will go to the ordinals GitHub and download the latest Ord release. We will download the latest version that matches your operating system. And then next we will go to ordstuff.info and download the latest Ord index. The indexes on ordstuff.info include the rune index. We will be using the with sats version, which allows you to inscribe on specific sats and find sat locations. If you are updating yourself, you will need to run Ord server with the rune index flag, but all of these indexes include the rune index already. Greg from the ordicord hosts and updates ordstuff.info. He is an absolute legend. If you ever have ordinals questions, the ordicord is the place to go. Go check it out and show Greg some love. The Ord index file is large, so it may take some time to download and extract, but will be faster than syncing with sats and rune index in your Ord wallet. While we are waiting for the file to finish downloading, we can update our Ord wallet. We will extract the Ord wallet release we downloaded from GitHub and copy the files to our Ord wallet location. I saved my Ord wallet in the Bitcoin folder, so I will copy and replace the new Ord files into that location. So I'll get updating the Ord wallet there. Once the file is done downloading, we'll extract our index file to the location where Ord stores its index, and we'll rename the file to index.redb. On Windows, the Ord index is stored under the user file, under app data, roaming, and then Ord. On Linux, it is under the local folder, then share folder, and lastly Ord folder. Now that the file is done downloading, I will extract the file to the Ord index location and rename to index.redb. Note that since this is a big file again, it may take some time to extract. Now that extracting is completed and our index file is renamed, we can run Ord. In the newer versions of Ord, you will need to run an Ord server in one command window and open a secondary window to run wallet commands. To run an Ord server, open a command line in the folder where your Ord wallet is saved and run command Ord server. The Ord server will display a progress bar and listening on HTTP. You know you correctly used the downloaded with sats index from Ord stuff because the server will start syncing from the 838,000 block height and not from 0. This will save you a lot of time and you will be able to use Ord much quicker than if it was fully building the index from scratch. To double check your index has sats and rune index, you can check the local host is being ran by your Ord server. You can do that once the server has fully synced and up to date at the current block height. So now that our server is synced and it says listening on HTTP, we can double check with the index info that it's the current block height, and then we can go to localhost/status in our browser. And this will give you your server and index data and show if your Ord is running with sats and runes. So this will be where we can double check to make sure we set up everything correctly before proceeding. Next, we will open another command line window in the ord wallet folder so we can run wallet commands. You can run the command ord wallet balance to check everything is properly working and synced. You will have the same sats and ordinal balance as before updating. Now that ord is updated and running, we can practice etching and minting runes on RegTest. RegTest is a private testnet server you host and operate. We are actually going to be following a helpful guide created by Crypto9 from the ordicord. I've posted a link to the ordicord in the description. This is located under Community Guide section entitled Testing Runes Getting Started Guide. The guide outlines prerequisites and gives some helpful links. I recommend reviewing the ordinals docs rune section before getting started, so you have an understanding of runes and a background on what we're doing here. So to begin, we will start with etching a mintable rune. First thing we will do is open another window in the ord wallet folder and run the command ord env, ord environment, to spin up a RegTest Bitcoin D and ord instance. This will create a new folder called env on disk that will be used as your data directory for RegTest. It will also start a regnet ordinals explorer at location localhost 9001. So you put that in your browser as well. The output of the command below shows everything is working, and note that it also provides example syntax for both RegTest instances. So this window is helpful because we'll leave this window running and perform commands in a new window, but also we'll use this example command in our Bitcoin D command line window to double check that our test environment is set up. And so if it gives you an error, that means you need to specify the location of your environment folder, which is now in your ord folder. So I'll do that and then do get blockchain info, and you can see that RegTest is working, everything's showing correctly. And then we'll leave this window running and we'll perform commands in a new window. So don't close this window. Next, we will etch and create a new rune. The act of creating a new rune and configuring its metadata is called etching. We etch the rune using a YAML file called test.yaml. In the next step, we will set up this file. Etching uses a commit and reveal scheme. So after sending the commit transaction, we must wait 6 blocks before the reveal transaction becomes available. When the commit matures, that means the rune will be etched and it will be available. This wait time helps protect the commit transaction while it's in the mempool. I guess it's a front-running protection sort of term. So the etching commit is accepted by ord when it returns the message waiting for rune commit to mature. So the command to etch the batch file is as follows. It's ord --regtest, then -- your cookie file location, -- data dir environment, and then wallet batch in your batch file, and then you'll specify the fee rate. In the next step, we'll set up the batch file to etch the rune. So this here is the template for the test.yaml batch file. It contains a mode, etching, and inscription section. A rune etching and inscription can be created at the same time or separately. If an etching and inscription are created in the same transaction, the inscription will appear on the rune page as a logo, and the two will be permanently linked. The template is also located in the ordinals docs under batch inscriptions. So here I'm going to put in the parameters, set up the things for my test rune, link an image from my desktop, and I will then etch the rune and send out the rune etch command. So I'll go over into my ord wallet, get my environment cookie file location, add it to the command, and then update the location of the batch file I want to inscribe to the location of my batch file, which is on my desktop. and then you always got to bump those fees up 10x, and then send that out. Oh, I forgot to put something at the front of my Linux command. On Windows, you'll just be using normal, but all good from here. And then we've got our rune commitment. So to proceed from here, in regtest, we must manually mine blocks by first finding the wallet we sent this transaction from, and then we want to mine blocks to that address because we're in control of regtest. So we can copy and paste our rune transaction into localhost ordinal explorer, get our taproot address, and then we'll generate some block rewards to that address. This will need to be done in a separate command window, not the ord window. So you'll need to run the command Bitcoin in your Bitcoin D window, same window we ran the Bitcoin CLI command earlier. And so we'll want to open up our localhost version of the ordinal explorer by going to localhost :9001, and then we can copy and paste in our transaction, find our wallet, and mine some blocks to it. So here's our address. We'll copy and paste that into the mine transaction, which is in our Bitcoin CLI, and that transaction is Bitcoin CLI --data dir for our reg test, and then generate to address, and then the number of blocks we want to generate, and then our address. So we'll do the Bitcoin CLI, our ord environment data dir, and then generate to address with, we want to do our 6 blocks, and then generate to that address. So after you mine the 6 blocks, the reveal transaction will be in the mempool. If you mine one more block for the transaction, it'll be completely finished, and you'll have a revealed and etched rune. You'll know you've mined enough blocks when the commit transaction window returns the reveal transaction metadata that we can see here, where it has the commit and the destination and the location and then our rune name. So once that is done, we can check for our new rune on our regtest ordinal explorer. So we go back to that same local host, and we can go to the runes page, so localhost /runes, and we will be able to see the rune we etched on regtest. Okay, cool. So I opened up localhost, and we can see our test rune with our image inscription as our logo, and our supply, our pre-mine. So that's our test rune. In order to send runes to your receive address, you will have to run a command. You can also run the command ord wallet balance, which will show you your wallet's rune balance. So we'll use the same test environment parameters, and we'll do the command wallet balance, and then we can see our test rune and our supply. And in order to send runes to a receive address, you can run this command, which is ord cookie file data dir wallet send. So we can do a practice send transaction to ourselves using our test rune. We'll do a test send by doing wallet and then send, and we'll grab one of our own wallet addresses. We can just grab this one that is in the transaction from earlier that we were mining with. We'll hook them up with some free rune, and we'll send them some of our supply. And then we'll do the command is the address and then the amount and then semicolon the rune name. So we'll use our test rune name. And then specify the fee rate. You always throw that 10 times, and then we send that out. So nice, we've got our outgoing runes, and then we've got our fee rate. And then to confirm that transaction, we need to mine another block. So we'll just do the same command from earlier in our Bitcoin CLI, mine a block. And then if we do the wallet balance command now, we will see an update to our rune balance. And note, only one block is necessary because we are not etching a new rune, just sending some to another address. And now that the runes have been sent, you can check your wallet of balance again and note that the amount has changed. All right, so next we will review how to mint a rune. I know everyone is excited to run up the Bitcoin shitcoin casino and ape into every single new launch. So here's how you will be minting new launches and how you'll be aping into these new runes. So minting a rune is done with the following command, which is ord -- cookie file, and then your cookie location, data dir, your environment path, and then wallet mint -- rune, rune name, and fee. So during mainnet, you won't need these cookie and data dir paths, but during the testnet, we have to specify the test environment. So we're running these wallet mint commands with those parameters. So you'll want to run wallet mint rune and then the rune name so we can mint some of our rune testnet name. And we'll put that fee rate in there. Note, during mainnet, you'll need to be using some crazy fees for these mints probably. So just understand what you're doing there with fee rates and mints and what the current blocks are at. So we'll update the parameters. We'll launch our transaction using the test rune name and we'll use a fee rate. And then it'll give us this confirmed transaction that we minted some of our rune. We can see the symbol, the mint, and we can see our balance changed. Be sure to mine another block to confirm the wallet balance and check to see that you minted the runes. That's how you can test the rune mint on RegTest. So lastly, we'll wrap up here with a quick glossary of rune terminology and a summary of what we've reviewed today. So rune is a shitcoin on Bitcoin. It's a digital commodity. Etching is the transaction that creates and defines a new rune and its properties. And mint is a transaction that allocates a number of runes from an etched rune. So to review, today we've learned how to update and run ord, as well as etch and mint runes. I hope this video has been helpful. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter for more runes and ordinals content. And as always, check out BTC Bears on Magic Eden and follow the Bear Marketer Twitter account, as well as join the ordicord and Discord. That's one of the best resources for ordinals, runes, all kinds of alpha questions, anything you ever need. So follow me on Twitter, like and subscribe to the video, and peace out.